So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Syafiq bin Riduan Shah. I am from section 730. So, today I would like to share with you guys a topic that happened around us, literally everywhere, entitled victim blaming. So, first of all, violent acts are always a choice that individuals make. Yet, it is the people who are harmed by violent acts will receive a negative response from their loved ones as well as from various social media. Right. So you might be wondering why is it that some of victims and survivors get blamed for what has happened to them through there's no fault of their own. So victim blaming often scrutinized as who they were with, what they were wearing, and what they might have done that caused to the violence committed against them. So let me tell you why. Often, the response to the crime victim are based on misunderstanding of others. This misunderstanding may lead them to believe that they deserve for what had happened to them, or people or individuals with the low self-esteem who seek out violence. As a result, it can be very difficult for them to cope when they are the one who blame for what has happened to them. Right. So there are two kind of attribution, internal and external. So what is internal? Internals means individuals make attribution when they recognize that a person or personal characteristic are the cause of their actions or situation. External attribution, however, have individuals identify an environment and circumstance as the cause of person behavior. So, attribution error occur when judging or ever overemphasize personal characteristic and devalue environmental characteristic when judging others, resulting in victim blaming. People who make this error view the individual victim as partially responsible for what has happened to them and ignore situational cause, so-called internal failings, take precedence over situational contributors in judgment of the subject. On the contrary, these people may have the propensity to attribute their own failures to environmental attributes and their own success to personal attributes. Also, victim blaming has their own theory called invulnerability theory. So what does the theory mean? The invulnerability theory is based on subscribers blaming the victim in order to feel safe themselves. Even friends and family members of crime victims may blame the victim in order to reassure themselves. A common statement would be, "She was raped because she was home alone in the dark. I will never do that, so I will not be raped." The theory states that the victims are our own reminder of vulnerability. Individuals do not want to consider the possibility of losing control over their life or body by deciding that a victim brought on the attack themselves, so they create a false sense of security. Violent crimes in which victims are being blamed. Let's take a look at this.
I have a story.
Okay.
Yesterday, when I was walking alone from class to Mahala, two boys disturbed me
Oh, really? Why are you walking alone?
because all of my classmates were occupied at that moment.
What did you wear yesterday?
I wore baju kurung like usual.
Like usual, you always wear tight baju kurung, you know? See, girls are all the same, and then now you want to blame the boys.
So, the scene that I've shown you just now is an example of a violence against women. So the women in the videos are blamed for three things. First of all, she's walking alone. Second, she didn't wear a proper shirt. And third, she are blamed or claim that they deserve the abuse because of their offensive personality. Right, so what is the effect of victim blaming? First of all, victim blaming can have many negative and devastating effects on the innocent victims who have been deemed at fault even though they bear no responsibility for the crime which has been committed against them. So, one effect of victim blaming is the subsequent effect it has on the reporting of further crime. Victims who receive negative response and blame tend to experience greater distress and are less likely to report future abuse. 21 victims who have been blamed prefer to avoid secondary victimization in future, so they do not report further crime. So, to sum up, victim blaming effectively states that they deserve for what crime that they endure. Victim or crime is often about violence, power, and control. It needs to be clear that no one deserves it. Most importantly, the victim blame approach is neither effective in resolving future generations of violence from continuing the cycle of abuse. So, therefore, it's important that we shift the focus of our blame from the victim of the crime to the perpetrator in order to ensure that the offender take responsibility for the crime that they have committed. This can occur through school, court, healthcare agencies, and social care agencies, and many more. So, the justice system and the social agencies need to work together in order to promote offender accountability while at the same time helping victims of violence to recover from what has happened to him. That's all from me. Thank you so much.